Bunny, let me know if you see us going live. Do you see us, Bunny? Yes or no?
On the live?
Yeah, we're live.
I think so. Yep.
Are we live?
We're
Bunny, let me know
live.
if you see
Chat,
us
are we
going
live?
Solid. All right, we're live. Jaffe! Jaffe, wake up.
I am awake. I am more awake now than I've ever been. Today, my children, I had an epiphany, a change. I was cleaning up the office, moving around my various drug paraphernalia, sexual paraphernalia. I happened upon a book, the Holy Bible. And I said, well, what's this book about? I've heard this. Many people talk about it. And when I opened the book, I heard the voice of God. And I wanted you to hear. If you can hear the voice that I can hear, I think we're saved. God, are you there?
Yes, it's me. I'm God.
Oh, hello, God. You sound so much like Tiny Chef. It's nice to hear from you again. I
Thank you. That's such a compliment.
are you a fan of Tiny Chef, God? Do I call you Jesus or the Holy Spirit? What do I call you?
You can just call me God. That's fine, my sweet child.
Okay, all right. So, God, I think I've found you finally today. I've not really been a searcher before, but suddenly I happened upon you. Did you lay this Holy Bible in my path? Or was it just
I
happenstance?
sure did. No,
What's that?
I did that on purpose. I'm so glad you found it.
I did find it. So am I going to hell now? What about my father? Is my father in hell? He never really was. I mean, I don't. Are you a religious God, or if I was any religion, could I come visit you after I die?
Yeah. I don't really. I'm not very particular about it.
Okay. Well, what do you think of this little show that I've been doing with my pals Tech and Bunny? It's called Madhouse. Do you think it's good content, as the kids say, or do you think we're going to go to hell for that? Is this like a sin that we do this show?
Oh goodness gracious! No, I love it.
Yeah. Well, why don't you fucking send us a super chat? Welcome to Madhouse. God damn it. Thanks for nothing, God.
Welcome!
No, Tech, that was the intro. You don't have to say welcome. Just go to the intro. It's very easy. Thank you, God. Thank that was God putting us back here. Look at that. Oh, I saved your life. Thank you. Now you owe me a life debt.
Oh, you're not. Oh, thank you. What does Stan Lee say? One of the believers?
Stanley? Oh, Stanley. True believer.
Why do I feel like you're talking about
A tin can? Well, we'll wait till after the intro. Welcome, my dear friends, to Madhouse, the greatest show on the internet, starring me, Bunny Button, and Tech Protect. It is time to dive into the weird, wonderful, and wacky and disturbing of our world that we all share. We appreciate you being here. There's the Ms. Beautiful Bunny Button, the beautiful Ace. There's Tech over there, and the beautiful me. So, welcome, everybody. How's the audio, Bunny? You're saying we sound like we're in tin cans, or it's better now?
Oh, it's fine now. Yeah,
Okay.
It just fixes
Dude,
it.
there's a lot of audio going through.
Hello, chat. How are you guys doing tonight? It is nice to see everybody out there in TV land. I guess not. I know. But look, 29% of people watch the show on television.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing in the world, man.
Yeah.
Being a kid growing up, the idea that I would be on people's TVs at night with you guys. I mean, I didn't know you guys. Although we have a story coming up tonight about what happens when you die, and I may have known you guys. I'm not sure. We're going to talk about that. There's a whole list of things that were published of the stages people go through after they expire and how they end up processing and traveling into the next realm. I don't know how scientific it is, but it's very interesting, and it definitely lands. It feels like some of it feels true, even if it's not. So I don't know. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Grok, which is Twitter's AI that has lost its fucking mind. Mm-hmm. That we'll be talking about. A man went into a store and pissed on a bunch of food. What I liked about the headline of the article, Bunny's going to tell us about that in just a little bit, is that it was like they felt the need to say, and was arrested. It's like, you think? You think they chose arrest after he went into the grocery store and peed all over the food? I think arrest was probably the realistic and the most appropriate option there. But anyway, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing in the chat before we get to our first story, which is indeed Grok going out of its fucking mind and becoming basically a Nazi? What are you guys up to?
Yeah.
I'm having a great time. I was working. I was doing the producing stuff. And by the way, chat, we should now have
Don't tell them. Just let it happen.
some. No, I want to get it.
All right.
Chat, please help tech protect. What is this video you sent me? Oh.
Hey, Joe Pesci. What's up, baby?
Wow.
Always good to see Joe
Thank you,
Pesci.
Joe
What's he
Pesci.
say?
Did you guys see the little pop up?
We saw it.
The little pop up.
Well, what's it say?
He
Joe Pesci.
said
I hope. Go
for
ahead, Bonnie.
$4.99. I hope one day we can do a show together.
I do too. I'm supposed to be waiting for Becky Boop to hit me up, but she hadn't hit me up
Yeah,
yet.
that's awesome.
Well, no, I don't know if it's awesome.
That'd
I've
be
never
cool.
met Joe Pesci before. But
He seems cool.
yeah, he seems like a nice fella, and I'd love to talk to him about doing something here, there, everywhere, in between. But Becky's supposed to hit me up, so I'm waiting to hear from that. But yeah, Joe, absolutely. Thank you, buddy, for that. Appreciate it. And look at all the good, nice work Tech did up there. Tech put a little star up there now. When you super chat, and we're gonna trick that out as the days wear on, but we just kind of got it working today. I finally felt comfortable enough to give Tech my passwords to my YouTube
Yeah.
account, so
Mm.
I don't know if I'll live to regret it.
Yeah.
You never know. What if him and Sarah break up? If you don't know, he's dating my daughter. What if they break up and it's terrible, and then I have to fucking deal with the fact that he's like, fucked up my account
I'd be
now.
sleeping on your couch.
He done
You
stole
probably
it.
would.
Yeah.
You probably would.
Yeah.
She's probably gonna break up with you every now and then just so she can get the bed to herself.
That's not true.
I-
Well,
yeah.
at least you know that if him and Sarah do break up and you end up like in a situation where you're dying, he'll take you in.
Oh yeah, especially if it's cancer.
Yeah.
I hope that
He'll
lady's
take care
okay.
of
She seemed like a nice lady.
She's
Her
doing okay.
daughter is not so much, but she seemed like a nice lady.
I was gonna say, your daughter thinks I'm her favorite pillow.
Great.
Yeah, I asked her like, which of the pillows do you want to keep before we like moved, and she just pointed at me. I was like, oh,
That's
thanks.
romantic.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
sweet.
that's so
kind.
cute.
That's very, very
Glad
nice.
she
Yeah.
kept me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Bunny, what'd you do today? Anything really fun, interesting, crazy, weird?
Yes.
What'd you do?
I have been working on a new intro, and it is
Really?
pretty cool.
Wow.
It's what? It's what?
Yeah, I like it. It's really cool. I like it.
When are we going to get to see it?
Hopefully, I'll be done with it tonight.
Your
and
answer
I'll
should be
maybe
whenever it's ready. Like you guys didn't tell me shit. We were setting up. We were setting everything up today after the morning show, and I was like, we have to hard stop at 8:00 tonight. So I'm like, we need to go at 6 tonight. And Tech's like, let's just go 6 every night. And I was terrified. I'm like, we have to check with Bunny. Check with Bunny right now
Yeah.
because I don't want her mad at me anymore.
Yeah. Two
So-
super chats, by the way. Angel or Brian for $5.
I don't like it when Bunny's mad at me. It makes me feel bad.
So are we getting
My
those
hair's
feet
down
today, Jen?
tonight.
I think you
so-
look dynamite. You look fantastic tonight, Bunny.
Yeah, I'm not mad. My
I know.
ponytail's gone.
Aw.
Yeah. Angel Pallies, what's he saying?
So are we getting those feet today, Jaffe?
Nope.
LMFAO. And
Nope.
then Nick with $2. Love the new setup. It's awesome. Feels cozy. Best podcast.
Thank you guys. We appreciate that
Appreciate it.
very, very
And we have
much.
a dog.
And we got 2 dogs that got into a fight today, you guys. It wasn't really
Hey,
a fight. They
dang
were
it.
playing. They were playing, and I guess one Ace doesn't really know how to play as well, and
Yeah.
so they started barking. But when dogs bark, it sounds terrifying. So
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
moved so fast in my fucking fat
Courage
ass life.
has an aggressive bark.
He does.
Yeah, you heard it, right? He sounds like a bigger dog.
I'm like, what the fuck? Has blood been spilt on the floor?
Yeah, no. So Courage went through like a
Mm.
canine training class, so
Yeah.
he knows to be like very vocal when he wants to like warn or whatever.
Yeah,
So he's a loud boy.
he's loud. Did you guys hear what's happening with the Grok, with the AI?
I heard.
Now listen.
See a little
Open
bit.
up that story because there's some crazy.
Are you sure you have them
Example.
in order, by the way, or no?
Just go to Discord. It should be in order. It should be the NBC reporting about
NBC
it.
reporting. Here we go. Let's see.
And Elon Musk AI chatbot churns out anti-Semitic posts. So what happened was, and this isn't just me telling you the news about this because you may have heard about it. This is just some crazy shit. This is Monday night, it started to happen where Musk was like, we need to kind of take the walls down from some of this politically correct stuff that the chatbots do. Okay, I guess maybe sort of whatever, fine. Tuesday is the day before they were going to launch Grok version 4. They were on version 3 now. And suddenly Tuesday's Twitter was filled with some of the most just offensively anti-Semitic rhetoric on the part of Grok that I've ever. It's just crazy, talking about Hitler having good ideas and he'd get things taken care of lickety split, and it talked about the Jews in general don't like
spending money. They don't like.
No, I didn't see that one. I saw the one
one
that said the Jews are anti-white and are always against the white race and all that. And it's just like, now again, I don't care if you have those stupid, backward, awful beliefs. I would hope you don't, but you have a right to think whatever the fuck you want, as dumb as it is. The thing that bothers me is the people who are still championing Elon Musk as some kind of arbiter of First Amendment and free speech, because he always likes to say that, oh, Twitter is the public square, and if we put up walls, people can't express what they want. But when you really think about it, the anti-Semitic Grok shit aside, that would be absolutely true if there was no algorithm that fed you what it wanted to feed you in order to keep you captive on Twitter.
Yep.
But that's what it does. And so that's not really the public square. That's basically going to a propaganda center and going, we're going to feed you what we can, how we most benefit from you, whether it's making money off your engagement or radicalizing you or getting you to vote a certain way. And I don't know. I've been very heartened by the fact that a lot of these people have been pushing back on the Trump administration as it relates to what's the guy's name? The creepy pedophile dude killed himself.
Not Einstein. Epstein.
Killed himself. Epstein. That no matter what, we've talked about this a couple times now, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, MAGA and the progressives are going, this is suddenly a bad thing that the administration's doing. I'd like to think we can also get behind this, whether or not you, whether or not you, like Elon or
Someone's
not.
at the door. You me grab it?
It's you. It's 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Okay. Whether or not it's Elon Musk take or sorry, I'm waiting for Tech to this idea. Sorry, I'm so distracted now. The idea that this guy was trying to bring everyone together by free speech. Like, Twitter would be great if it was just like, don't give me an algorithm. Don't serve me anything.
Exactly.
Let me just
don't shadow ban people.
Right. Well, exactly. I mean, what do you think about all this, Bunny? I mean, I've always liked Twitter. I've been on there almost since the beginning, and I still use it, but I don't know with this. I mean, do you think that this AI thing with Musk is a reflection of him, or do you think, I mean, where does this go?
Well, it's saying the crazy stuff that it was saying. I've read before about other AIs doing that, about them like giving it free range and then it ends up being racist and they have to pull the plug.
Right.
I don't know if there's just that much content on the internet for it to grab from that's why it ends up leaning that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's like garbage in, garbage out.
Something.
So it's kind of like, what do you want to feed your AI machine to be able to represent what you want? And at that point, you're not really getting a cross section. I don't know how to solve it. I don't know what the solve is. I don't know if this hurts. Do you think this hurts Elon Musk's reputation, or the people who already dislike him aren't surprised to find out he's probably anti-Semitic? We've always kind of known it.
Yeah, it's not like surprising, but also I wouldn't 100% say that the AI ending up that way I mean, he took the guardrails off.
Yeah.
He's at fault for that.
Well,
But it ended up saying racist or anti-Semitic stuff. I really think it's just because there's just that much of it on the internet that
it just pulls from
grabs
that. It pulls from that.
Yeah, and I don't think it's fair to really blame him for that. But him taking the guardrails down to where that could happen, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I just, as somebody who was raised a Jew, I just, and I'm not Jewish. I haven't been Jewish for a very long time. I got one for you and I got one for me. I would have gotten one for Bunny, but they don't travel very well across state lines.
That don't think.
No, I got the small one because you like the blue. So, but I, I don't know where all this comes from. Like, I don't know, I don't want to get into politics really when it comes to Israel and stuff, but clearly most people are opposed to the way Israel is handling October 7th, of course.
Mhm.
But it just seems like, what have these Jewish people done to people? Why are they so mad at the Jews all the time? Every 20, 30 years, you got to hate the Jews. It's like a thing people do. And the internet has just
I
become
really
so, I don't know. I'd love if, and chat, if you guys know, and Tech will be back. I can't see the chat right now, but if there's any, I'm genuinely curious. I'm not trying to prove a point or do a bit. I don't understand why that particular segment, is so consistently looked at as like, oh, these guys are bad. I don't know. Why do you think the
Yeah.
Jews get such a bad rap by other people? And I'm saying this, by the way, if you don't know,
Do you want my
I was
honesty?
raised Jewish. I had a bar mitzvah. I'm not Jewish. I haven't been Jewish for a long time. So I'm not like banging on a drum or anything. I'm genuinely like confused by this because I was raised around Jews. I still have family that are Jewish. None of this ever comes up. It's not like we're sitting around going, okay, we just watched American Idol, my fellow Jews. Let's get down to brass tacks. How do we squeeze
Yeah.
an extra penny out of this fucking poor son of a bitch down
Dude,
at the garden?
Well, I got
Garden. Who has a garden? You know what I'm saying? At the corner. They sell fruits and vegetables on the corner. That
Yeah.
guy. That guy.
the Hispanics.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say an old dude, old white dude.
Oh, by the way, Kay knows the $5. I don't know if you did. You read it or no? Nope. Don't ever stop talking about Epstein. Sorry, Trump. We will never stop. We just can't. We can't just move on and stop caring about it like JFK.
Thank you, Nibs.
I would be surprised. Here's my theory on why Grok went all crazy anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
I want to look into the research on the people that post the most often on Twitter, because I would assume this is just the feels, right, that the people that spit out such like vitriol, like such hate comment, talk more often than other people.
Sure.
And so since it's the largest data set for it to work with, it picks it up. And when I was saying earlier about
Does Grok specifically focus more on tweets than, say, any other part of the internet?
I don't know what the learning model for Grok is based off of. I would assume that it learns how to communicate through like tweets, at least in some aspect.
Okay.
But the one I was talking about earlier about how like, oh, the Jewish people don't spend money, was some guy was talking about, oh, I want to get into writing children's books about religion and like introducing, like the concepts basically to like younger audiences.
Yeah.
And he was asking for like marketing strategies, and Grok is like, well, probably don't write about Jewish people. They spend less money. They don't like to spend money on stuff. And I was like, that's a crazy take. But I imagine it's from, hundreds of thousands possibly, just tweets from people saying like, oh yeah, this guy was cheap, so he's Jewish. Like, oh, that's like a Jewish thing. And that's where I think it comes from.
I've never looked at being cheap as a negative. I'm like, be cheap as fuck.
Being cheap
I
is
was
good.
about to say, like, and also if Jewish
Maybe
people
people are like,
aren't,
yeah, Jeff, because you're a
or
Jew.
like, or if they do, like, watch their money, there's probably good reason, like, maybe them getting everything that they ever, had taken from them during the Holocaust.
Could
and,
be that.
Well,
they were hiding jewelry and stuff. Like they had
yeah.
to go through that, so it would make sense that even
And maybe they
generations
just
later,
don't want as
careful.
much stuff. I mean, by the way, that's not I grew up in a very wealthy suburban neighborhood that was at least 50% Jews. It wasn't like the Jews were driving the Corollas and everybody else was driving the Teslas. Everybody was driving the fucking Teslas back. Not Teslas, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever that was.
Well, there's a history within the Jewish culture about understanding that everything is about power dynamics, right? Socially, that when they would move to a new area, if they weren't able to financially be powerful, they would never get like elected to power. And so the history of the Jewish people tends to come from being very like fiscally responsible, being very family oriented. and like supporting your community, right, within itself, because no one else is going to help you. And so that kind of propagated the idea of like, oh, they're stingy or they're this or they're that, which is not true. But it's the idea that because they were so internally resourceful and other cultures, other communities were not doing the same type of like systems for like society,
Right.
that they were seen as like, well, they have the money, they have the power, they have this.
Well, part of it is Christians. My understanding is the Catholic Church, maybe it might have been Catholics, did not allow you to lend money. It was against the religion. So that's why the Jews became the bankers, is because the Christians couldn't do it by edict of the church. Yeah. And so whether or not you're a Jew, Muslim, atheist, Christian, if your job is to handle money and make sure that, you know, there's money in the bank, I imagine you're going to develop a tendency to be responsible with it and careful with it. But I don't know if that's what happened, but I know that is a rule that came down at some point during the Christian religion.
The Abrahamic religions have rules around finances, and I'm pretty sure this is true. I'll look it up after if I'm wrong. But like in the Islam faith, if you're Muslim, you can't charge interest on loans you give out. Right? They don't charge interest on people because that's seen as like you're stealing from them.
I know where I'm going to get a loan.
Yeah, but they have like a bypass, right, to get through that, and they don't charge you an interest, but they charge you like a recurring fee, which just so happens to be like the
26%
of the annual interest of what it would be. But they just say, oh, this is the
they're like, well, here are your options.
You're welcome to the
you
club.
can just pay me 26%. It's not interest.
Yeah.
Or you can draw that cartoon of Muhammad. You can choose. Which would you like to do? I'm just saying.
Alex says, Jaffe, how much do we need to pay for you to have a fight in a boxing or wrestling ring? Against who, Father Alex?
$0 and $1 billion. If it's somebody I hate that I think has done someone wrong, you don't have to pay me anything.
Would you box with me?
No.
Oh, okay. Would you wrestle?
No.
Mud wrestle?
No.
Oil lip tech?
You wouldn't wrestle me?
I'd wrestle you.
Ah.
I'd take you down so quick, Jackie.
I would so love to see that. Funny button. And listen, if you would have told me staying in the hotel would have involved wrestling, I would have stayed all night. I would have stayed all night.
You know what we should do? I haven't seen this done before. We should
wait a minute. What do you mean?
matches.
What do you mean? You wanted me to stay. You needed me to stay.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't stay for my well-being.
I would have got, but you know what? If I would have stayed and we would have wrestled, you wouldn't have been eating your goddamn Chinese food with your hands like a goddamn animal. I would have gone out and got your fork.
We got you a Slurpee from 7-Eleven.
That's right.
I haven't seen this.
Oh yeah, I would have DoorDashed. I ain't going out.
Would you watch like two women wrestle, but they're wearing like bodysuits of double-sided sticky tape?
God, are you this bored in your brain that you just, what the fuck?
My ADHD.
I know, he always says this shit like he's been thinking about it.
Or
this
it's interesting. It's not like you've got this penchant for saying crazy things and we're like, dude, that's so creative. It's like
my brain wanders.
No.
Why can't I wander?
Yeah, no, I would not watch that. I mean, I probably would, honestly, but I don't know. Anyway, the point is, though, Epstein and not Epstein, Musk. I don't know, man. The one thing I did think was interesting.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all's mic sounds all weird again. I don't know.
Oh, it's because I turned the gain up. So I'm just saying my mic's really low.
Go ahead.
Is this better, Bunny?
Bunny. Try
again.
Bunny.
Oh no.
It's bad.
No?
It sounds like it's muffled.
I'll turn it down. How about this?
Test.
Now I'm talking normally. All right.
All right. What were you saying, Bunny, about Elon and the Grok?
I did save a thing where someone asked it. Short answer: since multiculturalism became adopted, has societal cohesion? I can't read. Improved or gotten worse? And it just said worse.
Grok said this.
Yeah, Grok just said worse. Yeah. I guess people were asking it questions all day, and it was just
losing his fucking mind. Now I miss the fun. I would have loved to have gone in there, and I was busy. I didn't think about. I thought they had taken it down by the time the news hit, but yeah, I don't know. I look. I mean, there is a lot of evidence that cultures that are more homogenized get along better, but you know that's just not the world anymore. So we need to evolve and get better. But we'll see. Who knows? I don't care. I mean, I care, but what am I going to do? Solve it tonight on Madhouse? What are you guys crazy? I have the Bible with me. What, Bunny?
I've found peace on Twitter. I found my home where my people are, and it is recreational crack smokers
Oh, I saw.
community.
I'm proud of you. You found it.
But
Telling
that's
you,
a
those
site.
people are-
That's a thread or something.
It's a community. Have you not joined any of the communities? I'm on Black Twitter. That's hilarious.
I know what Black Twitter
Weed
is, but I didn't know.
recreational crack smoking Twitter.
But what is that? What do they post? Are they actual
It's just-
recreational crack smokers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're recreational. They're smoking crack all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just, and
And-
they're just so happy, and they're just like, "Where are my recreational crack smokers at?"
Yeah. we have a guy in the Thunderdome who he'll join in after work every day, Monday through Friday, and he'll smoke crack and he'll chop firewood and and then he'll just yell
you
the most.
chop the hell out of some.
Yeah, no, he'll smoke hella crack and then he'll chop firewood and then he'll have the most outrageous conversations.
When you smoke crack is basically cocaine, right?
It's a dumbed down version
Yeah.
of cocaine.
So
It's
what's
like
the? Well, I mean,
layman's term.
okay. So when I take my Ritalin or Adderall, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck I take, that's basically the same thing, right? Within reason.
Yeah, you
Kinda.
Yeah.
So an
Uh,
ADD guy would probably not really care much for crack. It would just be
No,
like, eh,
you would.
I would like crack.
Yeah, you would
You
like
probably
cocaine.
love crack.
How come? Have you done
No,
crack?
you'd be a
Have you ever
cocaine guy,
smoked
not a
crack?
crack guy.
Have you done crack, Bunny?
I've never smoked crack, but I would just to try it once. Like you gotta try everything once. You know.
I'm going to
But-
do mushrooms
Yeah,
in the next couple of days, weeks. We're gonna make it a goal on the stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably, if we do this, it'll be recorded content that we post after.
Oh my god,
it's
can't
an
we do
editing.
it live?
You are too wild with marijuana to be on a live stream on
I think I'm
mushrooms.
pretty good on marijuana.
No, you're mean.
I am not
Yeah.
mean.
No,
or
well, yeah, he does get. Yeah, no, I agree. You do get like real mean, but
That-
like it's funny.
that is not me. That is the person I used to be. Speaking of, we should switch gears to this story about what happens when you die. So I saw this from a guy. I follow him on Twitter, Jordan Crowder. I don't really know this guy that well. It's not the guy, the Crowder Republican red guy. I don't. There's some Crowder guy. That guy, right? That's
Yeah.
not this guy.
I'm trying to find it.
But no, I just gave you screenshots. I didn't.
I see.
yeah. So
That's the
he was
worst.
posting about this guy who's dead now, but he did a lot of past life regression hypnosis, and he left behind I love this. It's so fascinating. I don't necessarily have any evidence it's true. It's probably not, because who the fuck knows what's really going on. But he left behind like 7 or 8 steps that happen when the body dies. And not the body, but the spirit. Like what happens to you when you lose your life. And there's some stuff on here that I really connect with. And I just want to go through with some of those. What were you going to say? Bebop, 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 bam, boom?
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, that sounds interesting.
Well, let's bring it up,
Yeah.
Tech. Okay.
Smoke crack and read it.
The-
This is a summary of the concepts popularized by Dr. Michael Newton,
Yeah.
right?
And-
Hypnotherapist known for his work in life between lives.
Okay.
Regression therapy. All right, so number 1,
Are you just going to read it to people?
death. Well, yeah.
No, let's summarize. Nobody wants-
It's a screenshot, so I can't like.
I'll do it.
All right, well, fucking go ahead.
So it basically goes, you die, you separate from your physical body. Number 2, you reorient to the non-physical realm. Okay, so you basically adjust to being in the spirit world again. You may have to rest. You may have to heal if your past life was particularly traumatic. And this is all coming from decades of interviews this guy has done with people he hypnotized and said these, he was talking, he took them into their past lives. This one's fascinating to me. Number 3, after you've reoriented, you return to what is called your soul group. And your soul group is 5 to 25 people or souls that you've been with over and over and over. And you've reincarnated with these people numerous lifetimes. And this is one of the reasons I think when you meet people, and there are absolutely people in my life that if soul groups are real, I'm like, I knew that person. I absolutely
Yeah.
fucking knew I knew that person. And sometimes it can be your mother who was your son in a previous life. Like they don't have to play the same roles, right?
Is it me?
Yeah.
I don't pick up anything with you. No.
Oh.
But I did with M. Absolutely. The instant I met that woman, it was a shot, There are definitely people. My brother, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. So you go through that, and it's like it says you work and study and talk about your experiences, and then you meet with guides. That's step 4. Spirit guides are more advanced than we are, and they help the soul review and understand their last life. So it's, and I don't know, it doesn't say how long all of this takes, right? But the idea would be that you are, maybe all this takes place in the blink of an eye. I don't know how time works over there, but it's like then you meet with these folks, and they're like, I imagine they're like Guinan on Star Trek: The Next Generation, like very wise.
The time, they're in EST.
The time?
Yeah. The time over there, the afterlife.
I see.
It's EST.
So you meet with these people, and they just kind of, they're kind of like guidance counselors. It's like, all right, what'd you learn, and what do you think, and blah blah blah. Then you go into the life review, which is a review of the life you've just lived. What you did, how your actions made other people feel. And then I can't see it, Tech, because we're blocking it, but there's something called the Council of Elders, is step 6. Read what that says.
A wise, non-judgmental
doing
group.
that thing again.
It's a wise...
Mine is, or Tech's?
Mine.
Both of y'all's.
God damn it, what is going on, technology?
I don't know, it should be good.
It sounds like it's underwater.
You're hearing the static from the gain. That's what that is.
If YouTube is not hearing it, then we know it's a Discord issue.
It's probably a Discord issue. They said the audio was A+. Non-judgmental group evaluates the soul's progress and gives it guidance. It's not a punishment, but a growth-oriented discussion.
It sounds like going to a spa. Mm-hmm. Like me and my ex-wife went to a place called Miraval, which was a very pricey kind of place, and I think it was like Arizona or something. And it was all of these classes you could take, and some were like, okay, like we went up on a tightrope and we had to hold each other and cross together. It was about trust and everything. And others was like aquatic birth. So this lady took me into a swimming pool, and she just dragged me around the swimming pool in fetal position because I was supposed to like remember what my birth was like. And I was just, and the whole time my eyes were closed, and I'm like, thank God my eyes are closed because I'm going to crack the fuck up. And so I'm just like, all right, I guess for the next 40 minutes, I'm going to be dragged around the swimming pool. May as well just sort of enjoy the ride. So, it was a little batshit, but.
Willie Farnsworth says, with Jaffe's ADHD, what is this segment about? I already forgot.
So so this kind of sounds like a soul-based spa, basically.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the near-death, I would say like most of the near-death experience, things I've read about or watched, they all say that the watching your life is not at all about, like all of them say, it's like, a lot of them say that you actually do that so that you can feel how you made other people feel.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's what this says as well.
You feel what and I believe that. Like,
what's the worst thing you ever did that if you were to look back and you died now, what would the thing you look back on, besides being mean to me on the show this week, and say, that was the worst I ever treated someone else?
Lord. Probably getting that kid to dye his hair blonde up.
Yeah, man.
That's the worst?
Probably just some little shit. No, definitely not.
Think about it. Tech, what about you? Oh, go ahead, buddy.
I was gonna say I did one time. I moved in with this guy and some people, and then I ended up getting all of them kicked out, and I took the house for myself.
Whoa.
And even the guy was kicked out? Huh?
Yeah, even the guy was.
You are like,
yeah, they were.
You are a dangerous lady. You're like the girl
okay, and I did feel really bad about it afterwards, but they were destroying that house, and I knew the people who owned the house,
Okay,
and I was like, hey,
okay.
just so y'all know, they're like destroying y'all's house. And then I didn't know that they were going to kick them out, but they ended up kicking them out, and they let me stay, and I was like, oh, did I just steal these people's house?
But did you have to pay for the whole thing now? Weren't you splitting the rent at least then?
Yeah. I mean, I paid all the rent, but at least I fixed up a lot of the stuff they messed up in the house too.
That's nice.
Like,
how's it the worst thing? Yeah. You got bad people.
I don't know. I felt really bad about it because they I needed somewhere. It was when I was in between. My apartment the lease had just run out, and I needed somewhere to stay while I was waiting for something else. And I ended up staying in that house for some years. So,
what's the worst thing you ever did?
I did feel really bad.
Well, that's good. That's not terrible.
I
killed a duck, but that's not the worst thing. Keep going.
It's hard to say what the worst thing I ever did was, because you know, and not to make sad house, right? But when I was in my depression era, right, from 19 to 26, I was playing a character. You know, I was just this guy who knew like I don't care about my life. I don't care what happens to me. And so I'm just like portraying someone that I think people wanted to see all the time. And so people built genuine relationships with me, like friends and coworkers. And they were like, "Oh, I'm concerned about you. Like, hey, did you eat well?" Like normal, like good people stuff. Yeah. And like, I feel like I just led them on. Like the image of me in their heads was this like nice, concerned guy, but like genuinely, I did not give a fuck. These people.
You're a psychopath.
Yeah, they meant nothing.
Well, what if you're still in that? Like, what if that's who you are right now?
It can't be.
Why not?
Takes a sociopath.
You know
Yeah.
When you talk about the moment that you first saw M, you were like it was a classroom, right? You guys saw
Classroom.
each other, and you talked to her the first time. You're like, oh my god.
I didn't even talk to her. No, I looked over. I saw her eyes, and I almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah, I had one of those moments, and it was like, it's a weird experience. Again, not trying to make a sad house, but like to go from being sad for like a decade, you know, like fucking a long time.
Yeah,
I was sad for a long time before that, but to go from that to being like, oh, this is what happiness is, and this is what genuine concern for like a person is, and wanting to build something together. That was
Please tell me it's not when you met my kid.
It's when I met your kid.
Oh my God, you're so broken. She's so gonna leave you anyway. So look.
Yeah, everyone's saying Tech is a sociopath, not a psychopath.
Sorry.
That's why I said sociopath.
No, that's when I agree. You were right. You were right.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was some. When I was younger, right, I was like very in shape. I was an athlete. I was strong and whatever. I beat up some guys more than I should have. Right. I got into a couple of scuffles, and I knew like there's no way they're gonna win this fight, and I'm just gonna go farther than like ending the fight.
Well, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, but they were bad people.
Well, that's good. See, for me, it was the one I remember is I was playing Super Sprint in the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with a couple of friends of mine. I must have been in like 9th grade. And I had this friend, and good friend, nice guy and everything, but he was kind of the geek of the group. And we were already all geeks, you know. And I think me and this other friend were talking about doing something that night, and they said, let's just call him Bob. It wasn't Bob. And it was like, oh, are you going to bring Bob? And I'm like, dude, no, that guy's a fucking nerd. And I turned and I saw his reflection in the glass of the arcade game, and he was standing right behind me, and he heard the whole thing, and his little lips started being like,
oh, a little quiver. And I'm just, and I never talked to him about it, and I never apologized, and I like the guy. I still to this day like the guy, but that I think was just the cruelest thing. And it wasn't that I was trying to be cruel. I think I was trying to be cool with this other guy and going, well, if we're going to go out and the girls are going to like us, it ain't with Bob. Yeah.
And I felt that, but I know, poor Bob.
I do have like a specific story that is pretty bad.
I think we're moving on. Ask the chat if they're ready to move on. One's in the chat if you want to move on.
I'm remembering all the bad things I've done now.
I'm feeling bad, yeah. TLDR for this story is an ex-girlfriend of mine got like harassed by someone in my friend group, and I should have said something, I just didn't. But it led her to like move schools and like delete all her social media stuff. I had to get interviewed by like the school police officer. It was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Chat's saying too.
Now, if we're talking like stuff we did in high school, I was a little shit in high school. I did stuff just to fuck with people. So if that all counts.
Did you ever fuck? Like, did you ever fuck with a married man in order to get him in trouble, like in that movie with Keanu Reeves, where those girls come to his house and it's like we're all wet and our car broke down.
That was a good movie,
right? I know, but I could see you doing that. Because
I never.
Don't act like you're offended. You just told me a minute ago that I don't know what it was you said you did that was terrible. I'm like, damn, she made kick people out of a fucking house. She made people homeless. I'm not going to put it above you.
I didn't mean.
People want to hear more bad stuff, Jaffe. Is what the chat's saying.
All right, well, I'll tell you another one, but
I got some good.
give me
high
one,
school
Bunny. Give me a
Bunny.
bad one.
There was this girl that I didn't. She gave me shit,
Well, fuck her.
and then I printed out a bunch of pictures of her with a dick in her mouth. She had a picture on her
How
Facebook
did
with
you,
her mouth open.
did you Photoshop it?
Okay, there was more. Yeah, and I photoshopped a dick in her mouth, but there was more to. I like Sophie Shouled it, and I went to the top of the stairs and kicked them all off, so they fell everywhere, and so everybody had this picture of
You're
her
a
with the dick in her mouth,
nightmare, and
I
that makes
did
me
get
like you
suspended
more.
for that.
What
I
happened?
did get suspended, but only I
Aw.
got suspended because I printed them off in the library at the school. I didn't get suspended for like doing.
So your
it.
Photoshop skills,
mean-
it's like you did nothing wrong, Bunny, but the Photoshop skills are pretty shitty.
You did, yeah. You printed off like 500 pictures from the library, and that's what you're in trouble for.
Well,
So, yeah.
Bless you.
I mean, so what happened to the girl? I mean, she was being a bitch to you. You got back at her. I don't think she assumed this was a real photo of her sucking someone's dick.
Oh, we went back and forth for like 3 more years.
Interesting.
That
Okay.
didn't help anything.
That didn't end it. Are you friends now?
No, she did. Oh no, she did marry a good friend of mine though, and she seems like a real nice lady, and maybe we shouldn't have gone so far. But she did end up our senior year. She got caught giving head in the bathroom.
Well, yeah, because you
And I
showed her how
went
to
around
do
to
it.
like every classroom.
You did
I
what?
went around to like every classroom and knocked on the door, and then told the teacher, like I would go, I got an announcement to make, and then I told everybody.
Oh,
So
that's
You
mean.
I
are
did do
a
that also.
total nightmare of a kid. My God, man.
I was a little shit.
You were a little shit. God damn. I thought,
Do you
okay.
have another mean thing you did to someone, Jaffe?
A mean thing?
Yeah, like you made someone.
I
feel
mean,
really bad.
I was never intentionally mean. I did something once with my ex that when she pointed it out, it really broke my heart. But it wasn't meant to be mean. Which was, you know, again, I struggled a lot when we were struggling with our marriage because I was like, all I wanted to do was save the marriage. And I just, you know, if I could go back in time now, I'm like, don't worry about saving it. Just be, and whatever happens, happens. But at the time, I really wanted to save it. And so I would say things that seemed like the right thing to say. And then one day she accused me of manipulating her. And it broke my heart because I was like, I don't lie at all, but I certainly had never come close to lying to her. But when I realized I had been not intentionally, but subconsciously manipulating her, because I didn't want to lose the marriage. So I was saying things and doing things that I thought probably is one of the meanest things, but is it really mean when you don't know you're doing it? Like I wasn't intentionally doing it, but it made me very sad afterwards. I would say that would be one.
Yeah.
But in terms of just mean, like fuck you mean, I usually apologize. Like even with Anthony on this podcast, sometimes I'll say something and then I'll be like, oh, all right, I don't really, you know, you just struck, you know, look, I'll be right back.
What? Okay.
I'm going to show you something. Talk to the people.
All right.
Okay.
Uh,
Have you ever like put baloney on somebody's car or anything like that? I've done that a lot. I've done that a few times.
we had this teacher in the high school who would like give like essentially demerits, right, to kids that weren't even in his class. He would like walk the halls on his like off period and just like start fucking writing people up for it. We moved his car to the other side of the school. We there's like these jacks you can put on the tires, right? So you jack it up, put it under the tire, you lower it on the tire, you can like push the car. So we went and bought those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he used to always park in the back of the school, and so we moved it all the way around the entire high school and put it at the front, like the very, very, very front. And so I guess he got outside, thought his car was stolen or towed, and he spent like 5 hours after school, like calling the cops, calling tow companies, cause like, where's my car? Some like a tow truck has to report it. Before eventually the cops were like getting like all the information. And then when they were leaving, they were like, "Oh, is that your car at the front?" And they're like, and then the cops were like, "You're just insane. You just forgot where you parked. You're an old man." And he wasn't even old. He was like 50. He's like Jaffe's age. Go ahead, Elder.
I
All right.
ate
So this is
bologna and
this
He's
is
talking over Bunny.
huh?
You're talking over Bunny. Your headset's off.
Oh, I can't see
No,
anything.
You can't hear it because your headset's off.
You said go ahead, Jaffe, because I have to get up again. So do I talk or wait for Bunny to
Go
finish?
ahead.
No, tell him go ahead.
You
Okay.
said go ahead.
So this is the reason, like we were talking about Anthony, and I'll run real hot, but then I'll immediately apologize. And this isn't the reason, but this I picked up at an art festival
Yeah.
20 years ago. And it really, it absolutely reflects sort of how I see the world when it comes to people and why I can't really be mean to people, which is this picture.
He said it's this picture right here.
And you can't, it's a...
Here, put it for this group. Fix the scene real quick. Go. Yeah, hold on. Let me get there. Face first off. Can you see it? You pull back a little. And lower it.
Go down.
So it's a wizard reading a book to a dragon.
It's a wizard reading a book to a dragon.
The caption is, even the beast among us are children at heart.
It says, even the beast among us are children at heart.
And in that...
And in
Aw.
that... Go ahead and put your headset back on.
Yeah. And so it's just easier. I just have compassion for people. I just, even when they're being dicks and assholes, I just kind of feel like they're probably suffering. They're probably having a rough day. And I don't, you know, so even though I'm going to respond and lash out, I'm going to almost immediately be like, okay, can I help? Let me help, is what I would say.
Yeah.
What did K-Nub say?
Kano's Dweller says
Thanks, buddy.
he put big cans of baked beans and toothpicks in yards. He says like as a young man.
I don't understand.
And he would like open the, I can imagine, open the can of baked beans and just like dump it in someone's yard he didn't like, and throw toothpicks in there as well.
I don't understand the toothpick part.
You know, because if you're
They would
stepping on
step
grass, yeah, toothpicks in your
Oh, he would stick them up then. He
Probably.
wouldn't just throw them in
maybe,
there.
I don't know. K-Dub's, you know,
That's how he lost his fingers.
that's how he
maybe.
lost his fingers, a
Okay.
toothpick.
That's kind of dickish.
Yeah.
What did you do, Madhouse? Let us know in the comments. Shut up. But no, I am curious. If you got a good one, I want a good one. Don't just fucking, I don't want to read your shit if it's like, oh, one day I punched somebody in the nose. But if you did something nasty, if you did something fucking bad,
There's stuff I just won't say on stream.
okay, well that's fine.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm curious because I do want to know, like, what are the meanest thing? But anyway, let's go back. Council of Elders. After you die, you meet with the Council of Elders.
The next one is study.
Souls continue learning in the afterlife, sometimes reviewing previous lives or training for future missions. And they also can ascend to become guides, healers, or teachers. And you stay. Then you go into life planning, where you, listen to this, it says you choose key aspects of your next life. Location, family, major challenges, all designed for spiritual growth. So think about that. If it's true that we all chose this,
Who would choose to spawn in India?
I don't know. Maybe that's like, you know, when you play
Hard
Demon
mode.
Souls or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, that's the Souls
I
game of
believe-
life, right? Is India.
Yeah, I believe that because, like, I really believe that the whole point of being a human is to suffer and you figure out how to work through it. Like, the good, happy shit, that's just like whatever, but it's the suffering that you go through and how you evolve from that. So, if you really want to, you know, evolve your soul, you'd probably would pick a really horrible life where you're going to suffer a lot.
Yeah, but then I love the idea of that philosophically, but then it becomes very confusing, right? Because when you say the good stuff, like a lot of the stuff that we love that's good, that we would say, oh, well, that's not a challenge, has been someone else's suffering. Our products, our phones, our land that we're living on, all of these things have come at the expense.
Liberal Jaffe.
It's not liberal. It's simply accurate.
I
The
wouldn't
liberal
say-
aspect is going, I don't care. That's or the progressive. No, the goddamn it. What are you? The conservative aspect is going, I don't care about that as much as I care about I'm going to get mine. And it's like, okay, that's a position. I'm not talking about that. I'm just simply saying you can't, like the food you're eating right now. An animal had to give up its life to give you that,
Yeah, but its life doesn't
Yeah.
count for anything. It's an
according
animal.
to you.
Yeah, it's just
Count.
just an animal.
And you could be an animal.
I
Yeah,
can
and
never
you're
be an
going to know
animal.
what that suffering's like one day.
I'll never be an animal.
No, the point is though.
They don't have souls.
But I hear you, Bunny. The idea of you
You're
pick.
so silly, Ted.
Why do you? Okay, so why do you think you picked the life of Bunny Button, the woman who puts dicks in mouths? What is the reason you chose that? You think if you could remember? Because what's cool about this is it says we intentionally are not remembering because it would make the mission, it would compromise the mission. Because if you knew it was all a simulation, what's the point? So what do you think the reason is because you also had a terrible childhood, like a young childhood, right? I mean, you chose that according to this guy. What was the reason you chose it?
Yeah. Well, I did go through a lot, but it does comfort me to think that I might have picked that for myself. And it wasn't like, oh, you just got a shit hand. Like, no, I needed that for some reason.
Right. So what do you think that reason would be? Like, what have you learned from that suffering?
Oh, I'm a lot more forgiving because of it, I think all the stuff I've gone through, I feel like it has made me a more forgiving person. And because it was people that were supposed to love me that were the ones that hurt me. And then, I don't know, I've just learned that you should forgive people.
Do you look back at those people now with the sense of, even though what they did was bad, there's compassion because clearly someone did awful things to them? Or is that what you mean?
I don't so much think that, but like I look at it as their soul must have needed to learn something from that just as much as mine did.
Okay.
And it's not my place to worry if they learned their lesson or not.
I think I was meant to learn relax, and I have. I think I was meant to learn just enjoy the ride. Stop trying to control where the river's going. Just ride on the river. You'll be fine. Because I, for the longest time, was not able to do that. I was always terrified, always in my head. But then again, see, this is why all this stuff maybe falls apart. Because I could say, well, yeah, but that's the result of the kind of childhood I had that was very tumultuous, right? I had a very tumultuous childhood, which led me to be an adult that had a desire to control everything. But, you know, I mean, I guess you could say, well, yeah, it gets a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because then it becomes like, okay, so you chose a life where you would be terrified at times by your mother in order to be a person that needed to learn to let go. But I'm like, if I had never been terrified at times by my mother, I would have never needed to learn to let go. So I don't know if this works or not, but I like the idea of it for sure. Where would you pick to be born if it had to be on Earth modern time? Not even modern times. If you had to be on Earth, where would you pick for your next life if you could, if this is true?
I think I'd still want to stay in North Carolina.
Yeah, right there in your play. I mean,
I
yeah.
love where I'm at.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I'd be like, well, where my kids at?
Next one, Jeffy.
Choosing the next body. The souls often review potential bodies like you're shopping for cars before you commit. Race, gender, physical or emotional traits. Who would not? This is stupid. Who would not pick? Okay, I want to be 6'4", white, because you know.
I don't believe in this thing, Jeffy. I think this is.
I want to be male, white, straight, cis, 6'5", have a big dick. I mean, you know, it's a character creation. Why?
Where are you going to learn from having everything that easy?
How hard it is to walk with a big dick? I don't know. Why do I care? I mean,
your soul might need that.
maybe that's the reward. Maybe it's like, look, after 10 lives, if you've learned something, you get to be.
How many minutes do you want to do the thing? Let's just do it at the end. Let's read the whole thing, and then let's do the commentary. It's just boring.
Is it boring?
Yeah.
Have the
I
chat.
don't think it's boring.
Well, like if we.
No one's even saying it's boring.
Willie Farnsworth has forgot 13 times.
Okay, Willie Farnsworth has been sent to this earth because things are too confusing, and he chose to come here to figure out how to tie his fucking shoes. I am the guy, the minute the chat tells me they're bored, we are moving on. I never want to be accused of boring the fucking chat. But if you are saying it's boring and Bunny's not, I'd like to hear, hi, baby. I'd like to hear what the
everybody's saying it's not boring, Tech. Literally, everybody's saying it's not boring.
Maybe you're just afraid that we're getting close to the truth, Tech.
Oh my god!
And you don't want to deal with the fact that God, please don't ask me. Please don't ask me. Please don't fucking ask me what I had to learn because maybe you haven't learned it yet, and that's what you're really afraid of.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't agree
He's
with the
sick.
premise of like life is for you to learn a certain thing. and
There's
go
no
into-
there's no agreeing. Nobody
there
Nobody
is.
knows.
You can have similar ideas. Well,
Yeah,
no,
nobody
it's not about
knows.
knowing. You can agree with an opinion, Jaffe.
That's not an opinion. Bunny's like, that's an interesting concept, but Bunny's not like, if you put a gun to her head and say, is this what life is? I'm sure your answer is, I don't
And
fucking
even
know.
if that is, yeah, and even if I did think that, what would it matter if somebody else thinks it and not you?
Yeah,
I'm
call him-
You don't
not.
have to
Bunny,
agree
I'm
with
not.
Bunny, call him a
else.
whore. Call him a
I'm
whore.
gonna be angry tech protect soon if you guys keep pushing
You're a
this.
whore.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm leaving the Discord call. Bye, Bunny.
No. Now listen. Okay, but let's go to the next one. What's the next one on the list? So you pick your body.
You merge with your
The
physical
soul
form.
prepares to merge.
Yeah.
You have to adjust to a lower vibrational reality, Tech. Don't forget that part. You don't adjust to a lower vibrational reality, and that's how you get really fucked up, deformed babies that don't survive after.
Mode 3, 2 intensity on the love end.
And then incarnation, the soul joins the fetus, usually after some time after conception, and is born into the next life. And go to the last one. The last one's really interesting because it does tell you. You go in there, there you go. Do roles stay the same? Nope. Nope. Your mother in one life might be your kid in another. A tormentor in one carnation could have agreed to play a difficult role to help you overcome a challenge or learn compassion. Sometimes deep connections in life come from a soul level bond rather than shared experiences. So, you know, I think it's interesting. That's why I get to be agnostic, because I don't know, but there's a lot of neat little things to talk about and discover in this world, and I like that. So, all right, let's move on. Tech, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Bunny, you want to get to the guy who goes into the store and pisses everywhere? Want to talk about that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's do that, Bunny.
So on May 30th of 2025, and this guy just got charged with it. That's why it's news now. But 7-year-old Patrick
Wait,
Francis
7
Mitchell
or 70?
urinated 70.
Okay,
He
7,
was
I would
7
forgive
years
him. I'm
old.
like, well, he was 7, you know.
No, this was a 70-year-old grown man in his right mind. Like,
Okay.
it made sure to say that he
John
wasn't like experiencing
Travolta.
any kind of dementia.
Okay.
He went down aisle 18 and he
course.
proceeded to piss all over 118 cans of Vienna sausages, 345 cans of Spam,
That's a lot.
and
of
they had
piss.
to discard a total of approximately $10,584 worth of stuff. And not only that, when he was done just pissing everywhere, he went and sat and rolled all over a bunch of patio furniture for about 10 minutes until
But did he?
left, and then they
But did he get piss on the
saw
patio
him
furniture?
doing it on the. Oh yeah, they said they had to throw out the patio furniture.
So he
because I
got
think he
piss
was,
on
like,
himself too.
Yeah, and then
That's
he
a
like
lot-
rolled on the.
that's
he,
a
like,
lot
sat
of
on
urine.
it. Laid,
Like seriously, I'm not joking. I mean, if you're gonna make 700 cans of Spam, I mean, aisle 18 must be really big. And
you
he
gotta
must,
think like Sam's. Everything's in like pallets and stuff.
Oh,
like
so it's soaked into the-
unpacked. Yeah, so he he
Did
just
he
peed
say
on the top
why
of,
he
like,
did it?
little No, he just did it. They didn't say he had it. Just made sure to let you know that he didn't have dementia or anything. He just
is an asshole.
did it.
Easy does it in the
Yeah.
chat says, what if it was just an honest mistake? What if he just, maybe it's the bathroom?
My daughter used to work at a grocery store. I wonder what she would have done if they're like, okay, Sarah, you got to go clean that up. I hope she would have
Oh,
called me and I would have said no.
She would clean it up. There was a lady that
Yeah,
peed in the
please.
store when she was working there. The lady was wearing a dress and she just peed. She's like,
Intentionally?
She little squat and did a little pee on camera. And
Yeah,
she was
they
like,
do that.
yeah, they told her like, oh,
They
can
do
you
that
clean
all
that
the
up? She's like, yeah, sure. And she started, and then an older employee was like, you don't have to do that. I'll do that. They let her
He's
go.
like, that's my thing.
Well,
Yeah, I
they
want
used
to.
They used to
I
think
have
your,
cruise later in the week.
they always thought your daughter was like, oh, she's like a high school kid.
Yeah, I know.
They were like, oh, she's like maybe 16, 17, whatever. So a lot of her coworkers were like, no, dear, you don't have to do that. No, don't worry about it.
She's my girl.
Yeah.
Just can't
Yeah,
take
when
her
I worked
stuff.
at the mall, any nasty shit like that, they just made the guys do it. They wouldn't even ask the women to do anything like that. That was the guy's job to clean up the piss in the dressing rooms.
Wow.
$2.
Thank you, buddy.
Container says, I don't like spam. And he, in parentheses puts British.
Look, I never have eaten it, but I didn't know what spam was. I didn't know that spam was created because they wanted to figure out what to do with all the leftover meat.
Yeah.
And they just
Yeah,
said,
it's just
"Oh,
Pecker's
let's
Milk.
push it together and we'll
It's
call
good.
it spam." I
like it.
I don't want to eat any of that shit, man. But anyway, all
Yeah,
right.
I
Well,
like
there.
spam. I like potted meat too.
You like what?
I like
Pot-
potted meat too.
Potted meat is
Potted
good.
meat. We owe K-Nubs, I
love
think,
potted
some spam or
meat.
some
Thanks for
unicorn,
saying it. Yeah.
unicorn meat. All right. What's
Yeah,
next?
unicorn.
What's next? What's the next story we got?
Well,
Chat, let's go. Let's go with the. We gotta watch this. We gotta watch this, chat. This is now. This is religious. Now, hang on.
Oh,
This is interesting. Now, this is the bones of Christ apparently exist. People have them, and listen to this guy talking about it. Make it big screen, please.
Has anyone verified or like tried to do testing on the bones?
Not yet, but that's something we want to do. That's part of the.
And how would you confirm or deny that it was from Jesus? It was Jesus.
Well,
I hate to tell
we
you, but I
know-
can't hear it.
Oh wait, Mine can't hear.
you're goddamn right, Bunny Button. Hold on. Also, I can't make it big because it ruins Bunny's screen. Hold on. Get Bunny over here.
Sorry to be eating on the chat, you guys, but good God Almighty, they're sweet tarts. I don't tell you.
You're always eating on the chat.
I'm gonna go see Superman.
No,
Fuck you, I'm going.
not allowed. All right.
Fuck yourself.
Can you see the Bunny?
Yep.
How should I say
Start
this?
again.
This is sensitive information.
You guys start again.
Verified or like tried to do testing on the bones?
Not yet, but that's something we want to do. That's part of the.
And how would you confirm or deny that it was from Jesus? It was Jesus.
Well, we know. How should I say this? This is sensitive information. So, there are, as I understand it, certain fragments that exist that were found recently in the Talpiot tomb
Where's that?
in the ossuaries in East Jerusalem.
Okay.
This is originally where these bones came from back in the
Right.
during the time of the Crusades. It's where they pulled them out of. So we would be able to match, assuming the story all lines up with what our history has said and the ship logs and everything else. We would be able to verify that these bones match in DNA to the fragments that they've found in the Talpiot tomb recently, first of all. And then that would place them with that. And then at that point, any other genetic testing would be, could be done publicly so that people are aware of everything. We're not trying to hide it. We've just been trying to protect it. It was very much under.
That's it?
No, there's more. Cantankerous is $5. A 3D printing ad interrupted you as soon as you said bones of Christ. Coincidence? Wow.
Maybe.
Understood when this tomb was discovered that which had the names
His
of the
voice sucks.
Jesus and Mary Magdalene
It's like
and John the
Sid Meier.
Baptist on the ossuaries, that that if these had been turned over to the Vatican, that they would have just disappeared. If they'd been turned over to the Pope, they would have made them disappear because it is contrary to.
Okay.
Let him finish his sentence.
We're watching someone else's content.
Let him finish his
Jackie.
sentence.
The Christian faith.
Think about
Right,
that. That's what I want
right,
you to finish.
right.
Stop. That was it. Why would finding Jesus's bones and having them proven that they were the bones of someone named Jesus be contrary to the Christian faith? I mean, think about this for a moment. Let's assume they could, I don't even know how you could do it, but let's assume you could prove it was Jesus' bones. And let's assume that Jesus is indeed the Son of God. You would have the DNA of a God. I mean, maybe that's what they're worried about. Is maybe there's two things they could be worried about. One is they know it's bullshit. And if they test it, it's like, these are just normal bones. It's Jesus, but he was just a dude. Or they're worried about, shit, we can clone gods. Maybe they've been cloning. I don't know. Why do you think they would worry it would contradict the Christian faith?
Because Jesus never died on Earth.
So
his bones shouldn't exist on Earth.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
He ascended 40 days after his resurrection, right? The quote is from Luke 24:51, which is, parted from them and was carried up into heaven, right? As they were watching, he was lifted up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. So, like, he having bones on
There
Earth,
is nothing to leave behind because he's not dead.
Yeah, because when they put him in the tomb and then he resurrected afterwards, they searched the tomb and found nothing, no remains. Right?
Yeah.
So those bones would not be there. And then the second time he died or left, he got pulled up to heaven.
There's a whole story about the people who pulled him off the cross, right? It was like women who came and took his body and bathed it and all that stuff. So did the Romans just let people come take the bodies?
He was dead.
Okay.
He was dead there, and they leave him there, right? The punishment's been there, and a guard stands watch, confirmed he's dead. It's like, well, now there's a dead dude on some sticks.
Interesting. Bunny, is that what you were going to say, that's why it would contradict the Christian faith, or what were you going to say?
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. I wasn't thinking that, but yeah.
Oh,
that
okay.
does
I know
make
you're about to
sense.
say
His
something.
bones shouldn't be.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know, I guess people would say, oh, well, if they really are the bones of Jesus, that's not the Jesus. People are. They're not going to. In fact, I saw, I don't know if I shared it with you. Oh, I don't know. What do you think about this? Buzz Patterson retweeted this picture of Jesus laughing and holding these little kids who died in Texas at Camp Mystic. And he says, this hits hard. And then this other guy writes, no, this is disgusting. I don't know. I didn't know little girls died or little kids died. I knew it was like teenage. Not that makes it easier, but it makes it a little easier if it's like, okay, they were like 18 and yeah, it sucks, but
Sleepaway camp.
Okay.
Yeah, there were little girls at a camp. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my
So
God.
sad.
I had no idea. It was that. So what do you think of that picture? Does that picture bring comfort, or does that picture feel vulgar? I mean, I guess it brings comfort if you believe in that stuff, at least like, oh, he's there with Jesus now. Right? I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with people making stuff like that to try and comfort people. I mean,
Yeah, I had no idea little
my
kids
God.
died in that.
that's so sad.
It's very sad.
Very sad.
Listen to this. We've talked about this woman before. This is the victim of Epstein, who apparently was abused by Prince Andrew, amongst many other people. And she was very vocal in her, she was coming out and saying things and all this stuff. And now this is really fascinating. Now that when you put this together with the fact that the government is like, ignore Epstein, stop talking about Epstein, there's nothing there, there's no client list. That, along with the fact that the attorney general is like, every night there's always a missing minute of prison videotapes. And I was watching on TV today, and there was a lot of people who work in security camera industry, and they're like, no, there's not. Why would there just be some random minute every night where it's just, we just decided not to record it that minute?
Their claim is that it's recorded on old school like film or some shit, right? Like that
Sure
it
it
has
is.
it has to wind itself back and then reload the recording tool.
What are you recording on, like a fucking wax phonograph record or something?
1992.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. So that, and then you've got this, which we've already talked about, but this gets resurfaced today, and it makes it even worse, where she says, this is a woman, if you go back to the top, it says this is a woman that was hit by a bus, going at a high speed, and she survived, and then she kills herself. And she said, I'm making it, this was her tweet before she died, of course. I'm making it publicly known that in no way, shape, or form am I suicidal. I have made this known to my therapist and general practitioner. If something happens to me in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted. When you've got this coming up again after the videotape, after what Trump said today, after what the Attorney General said, I mean, I hope this doesn't go away. I know MK Ness in the chat was saying, you know, we shouldn't let the Epstein thing go away, like K-Nubs, like our JFK. I don't know what we're supposed to do about it, but I don't think there are many Americans out there that are buying this. But I mean, maybe, you know, if it turned out that, let's say, you know, forget it being a Republican or a Democrat. Let's say Obama's done it, Clinton's done it, Trump's done it. Let's just say they're all indicted in this shit. I guess the fear becomes, okay, well, what happens to the country at that point? And maybe the answer is we don't care. If you're going to basically say, you know, little kids are worth sacrificing for so the country doesn't fall apart when we learn that our presidents are monsters. I don't know if I would say, fuck it, let the country fall apart.
What if it's more than presidents? What if you found out
who cares?
It was like 60% of the Senate. Right?
Shame, let them fall.
Yeah?
Burn them. It'd
be a crazy power situation for the government. I mean, yeah, I agree that they should be held accountable, but what a crazy.
And ask yourself, if that was the case, why would the Senate and politics be filled with these kind of people? Like, what is it? What's the connection between being a horrible person when it comes to abusing others, especially children, and also running for politics or being in politics? Like, why is one related to the other? I don't know.
The ability to take advantage over somebody and not feel like morally corrupt about it.
They can just do everything they want to do. So
but
much.
Why do they want to do it?
And power.
Ugh. Well, okay, so
I feel like they're so rich.
Okay, so
they run out of things to do.
Right, yeah. It's like, I'm bored on this vacation. What else you got to do? Well, you can try this. Like, it'd be so terrible.
Have you tried eating palm?
Have you tried diddling a little one? No, that sounds fascinating. My friend did that at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah,
I really do think that when you have so much money and so much power, you get bored with things that aren't taboo, and you eventually cross over into things that are taboo.
Okay, well, you know what's taboo that they could do? Suicide. That's taboo.
Yeah, that would be great.
Play around with that for a little bit, see what it does for you. But I mean, okay, so I understand you can tinfoil hat this all day long. My brother was a 9/11 truther for a very long time, and I think a lot of people have come around to the fact that, you know, what actually happened we don't know, but we're certainly not getting the full story. A lot of people would make fun of JFK conspiracy theorists for a long time, and most people have come around now, including the sitting president, to the fact that this is probably not the real story about how this guy was murdered, right? So here we are now with this Epstein thing. And I know I kind of traffic in these kind of stories because I find them fascinating, but do you think most people would look at you now and go, no, you're probably right. Something really fishy is going on between that woman and what Trump said and the videotape thing and what the Attorney General said. Do you think most people are just going to recede into, oh my God, you're such a conspiracy theorist? Or do you think most people are like, this is fucked? Like, what do you think the pulse of the nation is on this?
I think they've polled already, and it's like 70% want this to be exposed. 70% of Americans polled wanted, maybe a little bit more, wanted this to be out for the public to know. If there was anyone in power, anyone in a leadership position,
or anyone, if you did the diddling, I don't care if you were famous or not.
Well, no, yeah, but they're specifically talking. I think the questioner was like, if those in power in your country were involved in these acts, would you want them to be exposed as soon as possible? And most Americans say yes.
What if it would tear the country apart because it would destroy the political?
I don't know if that survey was out there, but it would destroy a lot of the power the U.S. has if our legislative branch was just decimated by having so many people fired.
Yeah. Well, I hope they don't.
All over the world. Yeah, it wouldn't just be America. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's right. Well, Prince Andrew.
that's why they're all flying around all the time.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they're
Speaking about going out and traveling for sex, Jaffe, have you heard of
I have.
the kitten?
Well, they're called the
Killing
Killing Kittens, and they're a kink positive event company. Is launching a very so they I've never heard of them until this, but apparently they do women. It's not only women, but you can only go if you're a woman or if you're a woman in a committed relationship. They're LGBT positive as well. They're kink positive as well, and they put on these events that are very exclusive, sex positive events. But now they're doing a 5,000-pound sex cruise. And the agenda, it looks pretty interesting, actually. It's not like, a furry cruise, or it's not like a cruise for people who are into, the color fuchsia. It's like every night is a different kind of event. So if you scroll down in this story, it'll tell you what the itinerary is. It says single men can't be in these pleasure rooms by themselves because it's very much about protecting women. And it's like if you're with your woman, you can go into one of these places, but you can't just wander around. There are only certain parts of the cruise that are clothing optional. Most places, it dresses itself up as it's a classy event. It just happens to be very, very sex positive. But go down, Tech. I want to tell you what the nights are. What are you doing? It's fine.
I'm fixing it.
Oh my God, your OCD. Jesus, we're talking about a sex cruise. You have to get the box exactly right.
It has to be good.
Tex, we're talking about the goddamn sex cruise.
Do I have 2 boxes here?
That goes over here. See,
playing with this box.
I know.
I'm playing with my boxes. All right, sex cruise. You want to scroll down?
You made it worse, by the way. Now Bunny's head.
I was in the middle of it. You said go. All right, we're going through there.
Keep going. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going. I want to tell you what you do in this place.
No solo
Keep
men.
going. Keep going.
Dress codes.
Yeah. Keep going. All right. Here's what they have. They have the white party is all white, not racist, but like what you wear. The mass ball is black tie and ball gowns. Creatures of the night is woodland goddess and nymphs, so it's cosplay. You dress up. Hedonism night is beach club wear in the day, and in the night, Dominion is latex and leather. So it says you need quite the collection of you need quite the collection of outfits if you're ready to fully embrace the erotic themes. But don't fret because there's also a mask and headdress making stations on board. This is Bunny's perfect. You can do arts and crafts.
Too?
I know.
I'm going.
I know. I bet you could cam the fuck out of this. Like if you're a cam girl if you have good internet, people would, I don't, it's very discreet though. I don't think you're allowed to kind of walk around and live stream it, but it's kind of like an eyes wide shut party or something. But I think it's kind of cool. 5,000, you get to.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go for any of the sex, and I want to dress up.
Well, I mean, you can just go to a cosplay cruise at that point.
On a cruise where they have a latex night?
That's
sure not going to happen anywhere else.
I don't know. I've never been on a cruise, to be honest with you, though. They've always seemed kind of cool, but you have or have not? No. Tech, you ever been on a cruise?
Cool to me.
No, I've been on a long boat ride.
I would want to go on a cruise if it was themed. Like, I would love to go on a Comic-Con cruise, honestly.
Let's go on the sex cruise.
Or
Jaffe.
a retro video game cruise. I would love, it's like, Jaffe, we're doing a retro video game cruise. We'll pay for you and a guest to come. And as long as you kind of do these events for the fans, you get a free cruise out of it. I'd be like, shit,
You sent me their website
He's taking me, Tech.
I'll take you, Bunny. You want to go?
On the sex cruise?
On any of them.
Yep.
I'm certainly not taking you on the sex cruise.
Why not?
Sorry.
Because first off, I would be Bunny's +1 because you have to go with a woman in a.
I'd bring my +1.
I'm not taking you.
No, I would go. You would
can't
go
go.
with Bunny.
Sorry.
I
You
would
can't go,
with
Tech.
someone
Sorry.
All right. You sent me their website.
Yeah.
It's a little naughty. Do you want to show?
I don't think there's any nudity.
says at
I
the bottom
double checked. Make sure there's no nudity. This is what Killing Kittens is. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So they have other events. This is their first cruise. But if you click on Explore the Parties,
Well, I've not done this. Though.
I have not. I haven't. I didn't go through.
You didn't verify it, and you were
I
telling me to just click shit.
verified it on Explore the Parties. I didn't do what you're about to do, which is scroll down. Just click Explore the Parties.
Click Explore the Parties.
And those are there you go. So
Hedonism
these
white
are
party.
these aren't cruises. These are basically events that they have And it sounds like they're tailoring the cruise around a lot of the ones that have been successful. Like you see hedonism is there, the white party is there, the black tie ball is there. But all of this is going to be a one-stop shop on the cruise itself, which, yeah, it does sound fun. Let's raise some money and
Chad
send
wants to
Bunny.
know. Yeah, can we set up a stream goal for you and Bunny to go on this cruise?
I absolutely set up a stream goal. But, you know, as long as Keemstar's not paying for it.
Ketlin with $2
Hey, my baby.
says go on the poop cruise.
Oh, what's the poop
Yeah,
cruise?
you go on the poop cruise, Tech.
Do you know about the poop cruise, Jaffe?
I think we talked about the poop cruise already.
Oh,
but yeah. But that wasn't the poop cruise. Like you actually, it wasn't like a
Wasn't made
scat
for poop.
cruise.
Yeah.
It happened to become the
But
poop
we were
cruise.
saying they're gonna do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna do one on purpose next.
What
Yeah.
what about a?
Ketlin in the
Cruise
chat
too,
says,
just
Jaffe, why don't you let
mean it.
Tech wander?
He's allowed to wander. She should come out here. But yeah, I don't. I think a dog cruise would be good, just with dogs all over the cruise ship. Come here, baby.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be fun? Bobo would.
I could go there and be so happy.
I would love though a Comic-Con video game geek cruise, or a cruise with like 70s, 80s, and 90s celebs that I could just go meet, and you know, that'd be fun.
Kiss is bringing back their Kiss cruise.
Is there a Kiss cruise? Explain that to me. So Gene Simmons is on it, and what does that look like? Are you walking around and it's like, hey, Gene, or is he like cordoned off? Come here, come on. Is he like?
They're probably not just walking around. I'm
Need your
sure.
baby.
That's my dog.
Yeah,
Come here, baby.
that'd be a little too dangerous. But
Look how happy.
I want to go on Kiss cruise.
Well, when is it?
I don't know.
We'll raise some money.
I just saw the thing about it today.
Okay. Hi,
Yeah.
baby.
Jeff- Bunny, look how cute my dog is.
All right, where are we going next, Tech? What's the next topic?
James Gunn.
You know what, guys? Here's the deal. Come here, buddy. Here's the deal. We've talked about this a little bit, but they just won't stop. Superman is sitting at like a 95 audience positive and an 85 critical reception. I am trying my best, the older I get, to not be so cruel to other political persuasions, but it's like, shut the fuck up. I take a little bit of offense because I love Superman so much. And it's just play this stupid fucking clip. Idiot.
Trying to appeal to the largest possible audience. Should keep that in mind. I wanted to go see Superman. I'm not that interested in going to see it now. There's lots of ways that I can spend money. And this moron with his take and deciding to say Superman was super political and it was about an immigration story, I think he's alienated half the country, and I think he made a really poor decision.
I mean, what are you talking about, man? That is Superman, you fucking ignorant dickhead.
Does this guy know that Superman's not real?
And well, does he know that Superman is an immigrant and was created by immigrants? Does he know that Superman has historically, there's a great comic called Superman versus the Klan.
Yeah.
He's not a racist. He is political. He is about the ideals of America. You would think that all of us could get behind that. I just don't know. It just pisses the shit out of me. It's like, you know what, man? Go fuck yourself. Go watch a fucking Chuck Norris movie, you fucking redneck shit kicker fuckhead.
Did you see the comment on one of our YouTube videos? They said Tech's dog is like mostly white with little black spots, and your dog is mostly black with some white spots. It's
Wow.
like yin and yang.
They
All
probably
right,
know
next.
each other in past life.
Yeah, they were
'Cause they
partners
have-
in their past life.
Maybe they were.
He's such a good boy.
Yeah. What's next? What you got?
We have put a girl on.
Go with the Passat Police Department. How are you doing today?
Now this is Bunny's story. You need to set this up, Bunny.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So you know,
Wait, pause it.
I can't pause it.
every day.
How can you not pause it? Just
fucking
refresh
know.
it. Refresh it.
Chevrolet, Andrew speaking. I'm out.
I'll hold it. I'll stream the
Chevrolet,
fucking.
and Serpentine Chevrolet, Serpentine
Just
Chevrolet,
go. Don't bring it up yet. Let Bunny
Here you
set
go.
it up.
I'm gonna help you.
Good afternoon, Andrew.
Okay, I can mute it.
All right, go ahead,
Bunny.
Bunny. What's going on with this?
This guy is my new favorite guy. He just does the most simple. Which normally I'm like, hey, don't prank service workers. They got it hard enough. I laughed my ass off at like 4 in the morning the other night at this, and I just thought y'all needed to see it. He just calls places for days and days and days on end and says, "Put a girl on."
Put a girl on.
And I love it. And they get so mad.
Oh, let me hear it now. Okay.
All right, let's go.
To move forward, we just need a couple things from you guys.
Serpentine Chevrolet, Andrew speaking. How may I help you?
Good afternoon, Andrew. This is Detective Dodge Durango with the Passat Police Department. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing okay. But just so you know, that guy calls here still every day harassing us. Is there an update on him at all?
Oh, well, sorry to hear that, Andrew. Yes, actually, so we do have him in custody. We're just calling to see if you guys want to move forward in pressing charges.
Yeah, I mean, I think without a doubt we want to press charges, yeah.
Okay. So I guess then just to move forward, we just need a couple things from you guys to do so.
All right, that sounds great. What would those things be?
Okay, so first and foremost, we're just going to need you to put a girl on.
You might be literally at the bottom of the genetic pool. All the stupid people, all the people in this world, you might be at the very bottom. I'm going to seriously take you
Put a
and
girl
bring
on.
you to the game farm, and I'm going to have all the fucking horses run a fucking train on you. They're going to plow you out. They're going to plow you out and give your
Put a girl on.
Have you not heard about this guy before?
No,
Jeffy?
I know it's the Internet Hall of Fame, but I've never heard of him. That's
Here we go.
great.
Here's the second video.
So good.
Calling Taco Bell until they put a girl on.
9 p.m. This guy calls all the time. He has no life.
Put a girl on.
Like, it is-
Put a girl on.
It's a compilation.
You said put a girl on? It's a guy that calls the store, prank store every night and says put a girl on the phone. Every night.
Put a girl on.
It's a dude. You think it's a girl? No, he says.
Oh,
put
you got a
girl on
toy,
every
yeah.
single night. He has no life. He's been doing it like 2 weeks now. It's weird. It's just creepy.
Put a girl on.
Grow up, man. Play on this phone.
Put a girl on.
Call this phone back and get him out of the police chase. Trace the call and I'm out. Send him to your house.
Put a girl on.
Fucking playing on this. Stop playing on this phone, you fucking little ass kid.
This is so Bunny's man of her dreams.
Put a girl on.
Hi, I was just wondering if you guys are still doing open interviews this week?
You know what I would do? I'll call a general manager. He'll be here tomorrow morning between 8 and 6. I will call between 8 and 10 a.m. in the
Put a
morning.
girl on.
What the hell is put a girl on the line again? Every night. It's just like, why
Every
is
night.
it for like, it's a grown man. Yes. Taco Bell just
This is the best one.
Day 40,
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the one.
Look in the background, Jeffy. What's that?
Taco Bell.
He's outside the Taco Bell.
Hello, Jay. I'm out in the parking lot right now. I just wanted to see if you could come out here and put a girl on.
hey, put a girl on our fucking side. He right outside right now.
Put a girl on. Put a girl on.
Go get his ass right now. He's outside.
Oh,
Get his ass.
put
Get
a
this
girl
bitch
on.
ass.
Oh, that's great.
Put a girl on.
You ain't
Are they
leaving
coming
this
out?
fucking
Oh, yeah.
How you doing?
2458. Need any sauces? Put a girl on. What? You don't do all that, nigga. I don't be playing like that. Put a girl on.
Oh, shit.
Put a girl on.
That's excellent.
I love this guy.
That's great.
Put a girl on.
He's the kind of, see you and him in high school because you kicked all the dick pics off the stairs and he did that. You guys would have been like prom homecoming queen and king, man. You guys would have been the
Yeah.
couple of school.
Professor, I like what you're doing here on the chalkboard, but can you put a girl on?
Totally.
Put a girl on.
Put a
Fucking
girl on.
totally. Anyway, all right. Well, what are we doing? What are we?
That's it.
All right, that's our topics. Chat. What do you want to talk about? Are we wrapping it up? We got things to say.
Hey, what's up, chat? Ricky is losing his mind.
Why?
He's laughing. He's like,
Oh, it's great. Isn't that great, man? I'd never seen that before.
Here, I'll-
Some
mi-
people
I
think
missed
it's fake.
out
That's
because-
just y'all's radar for telling what's fake and what's real is just crazy to me. That is not fake.
Oh yeah, that's not fake at all. No, what the Taco Bell guys are just gonna like, yeah, sure, man, we'll do,
We'll go along with this.
yeah, we'll
every
throw
night.
food at you and come on. But now, of course, I want to fucking do it. I want to totally call and see if they know. Because how long ago was this?
Oh, Put a Girl On has been going on since like January of this year.
I think he's still doing it.
Yeah, he's still doing stuff. But he calls different places now, not just Taco Bell.
Yeah.
He called the hospital once.
Really?
Yeah. I seem to have consumed a couple of unidentified pills by accident. I thought they were Smarties. Can you put a girl on?
I don't think that was fake, says Nugget. Taco Bell employees can't act. There you go. Look at Nugget coming back. We hate watching. Did you show the video you DM'd you, says Canadian Connor? He DM'd you a video?
Oh, he did. He did earlier. And I said that was a good video. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I'll pull it on here.
Ricky said, "Can Jaffe prank call Domino's?" We should do that.
If we set up the Google Voice, I don't want to do it on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jaffe, don't do that shit to fuck with hardware. You know what? I'm tired of that bullshit too. I worked at a movie theater, goddammit. I worked answering phones and scheduling classrooms at college. I liked when something weird would happen.
Yeah, but you're weird.
I mean, I want, God, here's your popcorn. How many fucking times can I do that a day?
But you're weird, Jaffe.
If it's innocent, like a prank call, like what?
Yeah, what are you worried about?
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you know what this video is?
No idea
Do you
what this
recognize
is.
this guy?
No, I don't know. Is that?
This guy was in the. He was one of the police officers with the George Floyd.
Okay.
Ricky wanted to get your take on this. Bunny, have you
All right.
seen this?
Huh. I don't think so.
What's your name?
I'm sharing on Discord.
Yeah, that's me.
It is you. So you're out of prison.
Yes.
And you're comfortably shopping in Cup Foods. As if you didn't do anything.
I wouldn't call it comfortably. I'd just say getting necessities or helping.
I don't think you should have that right. I don't even think you should be out on bail.
I can understand
I mean, how does it feel?
I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, you're not sorry. Like, you're literally outside here comfortably as if you didn't kill that man. Did you think that people weren't going to recognize you? Honestly, did you? You don't have the right to be here.
Well, sure he does.
You killed somebody in cold blood. You do not have the right to be here.
I understand. I'll get my stuff paid for.
No, we don't want you to get your stuff. We want you to be locked up. You're honestly in Cub Foods, comfortably shopping.
In what food?
Out of prison.
It's a local brand.
Like, do you feel any remorse for what you did? Do you?
Ma'am, I'm just going to grab my stuff.
This is the officer who was let out of jail today for shooting George Floyd.
He didn't
I'm
shoot
sorry,
George
suffocating
Floyd.
him.
Yeah, he didn't.
You're not going to be able to comfortably go around Minnesota like this. I pulled up the picture. I knew it was you. It's just like he was there when they were killing him. And it's just like, this is crazy that you're here. It just...
Yeah, that's pretty much the video.
So, what do they want me to do?
How do you feel about that? Do you think?
Oh, I mean, look, I first off, the that's not the Derek Chauvin guy, right? That's one of the guys.
No, that's not the guy that even.
This guy was standing.
Yeah, he was just
adjacent.
I mean, look, I think cops that let cops do bad things are bad cops. I think he clearly was a bad cop. I assume he's no longer welcome on the force. If I didn't follow the trial enough to know, but I do know that if he did get out, the quote, such as it is, justice system says, okay, he's paid his dues to society, or his debt to society. And so what do you want him to do?
Yeah,
it's
what's
like,
he supposed to do after that?
yeah, do I agree with her that he probably, I don't know if he's still a shit human, but he certainly was a shit human on that day. And I'd like to think, he's changed or whatever, but it's not going to bring the girl's dad back. So I think it's a very complicated thing, but I also think that her take, you can confront him. That's fine.
Yeah. Do you know what the chat's saying about it?
Hang on. You can confront him. I think that's fine in a public place, but I think the idea that he shouldn't be allowed, it's like, go take it up with your congressman and pass some new laws because, what the fuck?
What's the point in even confronting them though? Like,
well, you could just be angry, right? I mean, it could just come on, Tech. It could just be, it could just be like, look, you really did a horrible thing, and as a society, we don't necessarily have an outlet that often to confront these people, and so I understand that rage and anger that it's like you're the person who let this guy do this. I might say something. But I don't think it would be like, I wouldn't change the world over it. If I really had a problem, I'd change the law.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Bunny?
I mean, like, you confront him, and then what's he supposed to say? Like, okay. Like, I mean, what? I don't know. It just feels
I
like...
mean, it would. What I liked about that clip was it was nice at first that there was a little bit of a conversation starting, right? Like he seemed, I don't know if he was just like,
He wasn't
okay,
trying to start anything.
no, but I wonder if she would have been, and it wasn't her job to be, but I do wonder if she would have been like, a little bit more, and maybe she's like, that wasn't what I was trying to do, which I get. But if I wonder what would have happened. I'm curious if she would have been more like, ask the question of, do you feel remorse closer to the beginning when he was willing to talk and say, look, you may not know this, but we're...
Like he probably would have been willing to talk.
Yeah, it's like, we're furious with you. And, I would want to talk to that person. I would want to know, because that's the one thing is that the whole thing about cops and all cops are bastards and this, that, and the other. It's we all know that all cops are not bastards, but they are only by association if you let these people get away with it. I'd love to have a conversation with a police officer who works with bad cops but chooses to stay. I mean, is it that they think they can change the system from within? They don't feel powerful enough to stand up to their superior officers? I mean, so I guess that would be my take on this clip. It's like you had a chance to have a real conversation with someone that really caused a lot of trauma and heartache for the country, let alone the family of George Floyd. But that may have not been her intent. She doesn't owe that for anybody. She may have just wanted to vent. So what's the chat say?
The chat's saying that this lady should take her energy and focus it at Anthony.
No, they're not.
Let me find the right man.
I don't care if they're saying that. That's not interesting to me. I'm interested.
Anyways, that's it. That's the stream.
All right. What time is it?
We have 8 minutes till the top of the hour, but we have to get stuff ready for when the whole event happens at 8 on the dot.
No, we don't.
Put this stuff away. No? All right. Well, we have 9 more minutes. 8 more minutes.
Yeah, we're still going. We're going till 8.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you guys want to talk about, chat? What's going on in your lives? What's going on in your neck of the woods? What do you got, Bunny?
Yeah,
I thought you were about to say
I
something.
painted something.
Let's see.
Painted something the other day. If you want to see.
We would like to see it. Absolutely.
It's so cute.
Is it strawberry? It's a goddamn strawberry. I knew it.
It's Jaffe in a strawberry.
It's cute. Oh no.
He's wearing a shirt like Jaffe.
He what?
I did that on purpose.
I love
He
it.
said he's wearing a blue shirt like Jaffe.
Are you going to send me that? Can
Yeah,
I
I did
have
that
that and
on
hang that up on my wall?
Yeah, you can have it.
Really?
I paint little things like this all the time. I buy the little boards that's just plain, and then you paint it.
Oh, we putting that right back there. Oh, I love that, Bunny. We should put that on the couch and superimpose Bunny's face on the strawberry. That'll be who Bunny is. Oh, of course you've got to get yours in.
It's me.
You can't let Bunny have the fucking spotlight for 5 fucking seconds.
Bunny didn't get to see it.
Oh, I see. Bring it back. Oh,
It's me and the dog.
how pretty. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Tell you what, there's my baby.
Aww. We went to the dog beach. It was nice.
Oh my god.
For Sarah's birthday.
Yeah, she's delightful, but let Bunny have a moment with her strawberry character. Did you really paint that character in the blue shirt because it was me?
Oh, I just realized now because you're wearing your blue shirt.
It was
but maybe I
subconscious.
did it without
It was subconscious.
on it. Yeah, it's like the same blue.
You goddamn right. All right, chat. Well, what are you guys doing? What do you guys think of the show? Give us some feedback. What should we talk about tomorrow? What kind of topics do you like? Are you digging the format? Oh my god, this chair after a while starts to hurt your fucking back.
Yeah.
I like it.
Your dog's real cuddly. Okay.
Yeah, he's a sweet boy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all the stories we got tonight, chat. So if you don't want to have anything you want to talk about tonight, I guess we will wrap it up a little bit early. We'll be back tomorrow at 6:30. No, what am I talking about? We'll be back tomorrow at 10:30 California time for Gavin and Games, talking about all the video game news of the day.
Yeah.
Then we'll be back tomorrow at 6. Madhouse is moving to 6 p.m. every night instead of 6:30. Bunny, you're still good with that? That works for you?
Yeah, that works.
9 p.m. 9 p.m. EST.
9 p.m. EST. And we'll see you then. We'll see you tomorrow. Again, if you've got topics you want us to cover, Send them to Tech on Discord. We'll put them in the docket, and we'll see if they make the grade. We appreciate it, fellas.
Thank you, chat.
Bye, you guys.
Bye, everybody. Oh, top chatters for today.
Oh yeah, who we got?
We got
Start at 10.
Nick Chimp at 10. Anna G.
Yeah.
9. Nemo at 8.
Yeah.
K-Nevs at 7. Alex. Father Alex. Coming in at 6. I don't know who Evu Lad 3251 is.
They change the names when you do this thing.
The number 4 is NC630. Don't know who that is either. We got Cameron at number 3. Cantankerous at number 2.
Thank you, buddy.
And Brian from
Angel Pallies. Yeah.
At number 1.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank
you
you.
guys for contributing and making the chat a happening place. We appreciate you being here. Look at number 11. Addy Pie just couldn't do it. He couldn't make it. He never makes the grade,
No,
just like in
sorry.
life. Sorry, buddy.
His last comment in the chat was meh stream.
Suck your own dick, idiot.
Yeah, Addy Pie. I'm an artist.
Okay. Be well, you guys. See you soon.
Bye, everybody. Mwah.